What is your superpower? What if mind control was your superpower? How valuable would that be? Now, whether you're a parent, whether you're a child, whether you're an employee, a business owner, a student, a manager, being able to influence people to give you more yeses in your favor would be highly valuable, don't you think? Now, I've always been obsessed with having that ability to influence people to do my bidding. And one of the things that I've used in my path is actually this book that has a lot of secret tips to get people to do what you want them to do. So I'm going to share the 6 weapons of influence by Dr. Robert Cialdini, who wrote this book called Influence. You see, back when I was a coach, back when I was a trainer, back when I was a speaker and I was doing platform closing, I really didn't believe that you could actually influence people with the words that you say. I didn't believe that you could influence people just by changing the order of the things you say. I didn't believe that there were techniques that you could use to get people to say yes. To me, it was all the same. And my closing rate was about 10% on average. And then I read this book called Influence, and just out of curiosity, I started practicing the things that they taught in that book, and my closing rate went up to an average of about 40 to 45%. So if you're excited to learn about what these techniques are, I'm going to share it with you throughout the rest of this video. Now, Dr. Robert Cialdini's book, Influence, talks about 6 weapons of influence. The first one being reciprocity. You see, as human beings, we are biologically predisposed to returning a favor. So, for example, if somebody invites you out for lunch, and then the next time you're going out for lunch, you don't invite them, you have this uneasy feeling in your stomach. Well, most of you would, and that is the principle of reciprocity. What I did in my presentations was, even before they came, I would give them tons of valuable, actionable information that they could use to generate a result. As a result, when they came, they felt that I've already given them something. The next thing I did was I used this principle of commitment and consistency. Now, what does that mean? If throughout their presentation you get them to agree with you, small agreements to large agreements, if you get them to agree that making an investment in your training would give them a good return on investment, later on in your presentation, when you request that they make an investment to attend your training, because they had already agreed that they would get a return on investment, it's more likely that they would say yes and they would take action. The next thing is social proof. You see, social proof is the principle where people are more comfortable taking action when they know that other people just like them have taken action as well. So what I did in my presentations was I included a lot of testimonials. I even got some of my past students to be, when they were in the audience, to share what their experiences were when they worked with me. Now what this does was it allayed their fears and it reduced their risk, knowing that other people who are just like them got the result that they are looking for. The next thing is liking. You see, a lot of trainers would make themselves unavailable. They will only come out during the training and then they would hide away after that. When I realized that liking was one of the weapons of influence, I made myself a lot more available. Before the training, I would come out, I would greet people, I would shake their hands, I would hug them, I would welcome them, I would be very, very warm to them. And this made them like me, this made them trust me a lot faster, a lot easier. Finally, the last weapon of influence is scarcity. Scarcity was critical in helping me raise the closing rate. Why? Because when people know that there's a limited number of spots, they take more action. There's a lot more urgency because they feel like they might lose out, right? So these are the 6 weapons of influence which I have used extremely effective for my business. I'd love to know how you can apply these, and I'd love to know what your results are. Now, one of the questions I get is, wouldn't this come under manipulation? Wouldn't you feel like you're manipulating people when you use these weapons of influence? Now, I think it's important for us to state the facts. I think it's important for us to tell the truth. When you use these weapons of influence, make sure you use it in an ethical manner. Make sure you're always telling the truth. And then it would be very similar to wearing makeup. You're just changing the presentation of the same facts that you would be sharing in a different way. So that's all I have to share with you about the power of mind control. I hope you go get the book. I hope you learn it. When you apply it and get the results, let me know what kind of results you got in the comments.
Okay then, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, check out the relevant video here. And don't forget to subscribe to us for more marketing tips, techniques, strategies that are working for us, or just more behind the scenes fun. See ya!